See, I thought I was gonna be coming with better news this week. I thought we was gonna be doing a victory lap. We're gonna be mourning another L. You know what I'm saying? City gang, man. What it do, gang? Y'all already know what time it is. We got another banger for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? This one is definitely one that you don't want to miss. We got the fantasy. I know I've been slacking. I know, but I'm working the two jobs. I'm trying to get my bread up so we can get a PC and I can. You know what I'm saying, we trying to upgrade the equipment around here. You feel me? But be that as it may, I'm here. It's time. Let's get into it. Go ahead and smash that sub button. I know y'all love to. You feel me? I know y'all love to help me out. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit that sub button. Like the video. And yeah, man, don't go nowhere.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey. You already know the do it for 5, better stand that shit. You already know what's going on. SOB, better stand on business. Yeah. 5. SOB shit. You already know what's going on. Stand on that shit. Yeah.
Well, fuck it. I keep that camera rolling, bitch, so I can show you how to ball. Don't put no trust up in these niggas, slime you out behind that wall. They have a scale. Referee on every play, I make that call. Won't catch me loving.
See, I thought I was gonna be coming with better news this week. I thought we was gonna be doing a victory lap, but it's looking like we're gonna be mourning another L. You know what I'm saying? Everything that could have went bad this week went bad. Nothing went the way it was supposed to. Even the games that were on good trajectory and the team did nice, my player just conveniently forgot how to play football. I'm really just flabbergasted at, you know what? We just gotta, oh my God. We just gotta regroup. We gotta have a team meeting. I'm gonna huddle the guys up, man, and we gonna really figure out what needs to be done, who needs to get cut, who needs to get traded. I have already made some moves. Let's go ahead and get y'all into it, man. This is depressing. I ain't gonna lie. This is hurtful, man. You know what I'm saying? This is hurtful right here. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. This is hurtful. Just a little recap, though. We gonna go ahead and we just gonna tell it like it is, man. Justin Herbert, rough game against Denver. We kind of already knew that going in. Thought we was gonna make it up with the other players, but we did not do that. Alvin Kamara, I don't know what to say about the Saints. I really don't. Alvin Kamara is still gonna be one of the main options, but it's so bad over there. And like Tyler Shuck, whatever his name is, he's not gonna be no better than Spencer Rattler. It's really just like, you know, what are they doing over there? Chuba Hubbard, Carolina won 30-0. Atlanta couldn't even get the ball past their 30-yard line. And Chuba just not running the ball, just not doing nothing of the sort. I don't know, y'all. 73 yards, 17 carries, no tuds. It really just didn't do nothing for me. I'm saying, like, good yardage, cool, but like, it just wasn't. It ain't turning out over here on the scoreboard. You know what I'm saying? CeeDee Lamb getting hurt, tragic. Everybody's talking about it. I know y'all feel it. Whoever got CeeDee Lamb, I know y'all feeling it too. This hurts. I'm not gonna lie. This one hurt right here. Drake London, again, they got shut out by Carolina. He tried. He tried to do something for me. He tried a little bit. 5 carries, 55. He tried, bro, I guess. Brock Bowers still recovering from the knee injury. I don't know. Geno loves to sling the ball around, but it's not looking like he's really getting my boy involved a lot like that. They got shut out pretty bad by Washington. It was just bad. Then we go to Monday. Zay Flowers doesn't even get the ball for the whole first half. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't know if there was somebody out to get me. If Lowe paid somebody to my whole team to just literally just wet the bed. This is literally laughter right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what you make of this right here. 51 points, week 3. Come on now. It's still early, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, like, something's gotta give. You understand me? The Ravens -6 just let me down again. And then the bench just barely doing anything. It's just not I don't I don't know. But I will say this, we have been making moves. As you can see, we've made a little moves up here up front. We didn't have to put Debo in because of CeeDee Lamb being out. We put him in at the flex. We put Zay Flowers in at the receiver position. Now I am trying to make some moves at the receiver position. And a trade just happened. We got a trade alert. Me and Lowe, we traded after the game, really earlier today. T. Higgins for Chris Olave. Now I made this trade. I'm gonna tell y'all why I did this trade. It's a 1-for-1, so it made it very simple as far as what's being analyzed here. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having to go through multiple players. What I'm getting is the same thing I already have, so to speak. The whole thing is they're both in terrible quarterback situations right now. Both are in terrible quarterback situations right now. Which one do I feel like will sustain better longer? You know what I'm saying? Like which one will be better longer and has the ability to be better? And I just think that that's the Bengals. I think that's T. Higgins. Second option could be a first on a lot of teams. Chris Olave is the first option over there in New Orleans. So, we took a little bite down there as far as that goes, but he still gets targeted a lot. We know Jamar Chase gets double teamed, so at least T. Higgins open, and T. Higgins is great after the catch, so it really doesn't hurt us there either. Then if we go over here, and we look at it, it really doesn't look like we lost anything. Like it really doesn't look like we lost anything. It just feels like we're kind of being more hopeful than anything. Right now he's not averaging a lot of points, but he does have the potential. Let's see. I don't see his targets on here. Hold on, let me go back. So if we look at his targets through the first 3 games, oh, it wouldn't even let me see him right here. All right, hold on. Hold on now. I can't just search players. Like, that's so weird. Been targeted a total of 14 times. We know he's there. You know what I'm saying? The Minnesota game was literally terrible. I'm not even tripping on that. But we know I'm saying he's capable of doing a lot more. I'm saying it may not show up right now, but he can score. We know he can get in the end zone. We know that there isn't a lot of offensive threats over there in Cincinnati for him and Jamar to compete with. I feel like we made a good move. Again, we moved the defense. We picked up the Lions defense. That's really the only good defense left. It was either the Lions or the Chargers. I picked the Lions just because of schedule. I do have something else over here brewing. Now, I don't know if he gonna do it, so I'm not even gonna talk about it too much. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna circle back to that. But yeah, man. Quickly, I'm gonna go through the games and then we're gonna get into our starts and sits for the week. Internet Nerds got his first win. You feel me? The newcomer, the rookie, got his first win over my boy Leonard. Ghetto All Stars. Very, very solid game by him. It was really a last minute comeback. Shout out to him getting his first dub. My boy Jay took his first loss. 1800 boys took his first loss. Tough, bro. It's really tough. You feel me? The league is spooky with all the injuries. He been dealing with a lot. He had a bunch of Giants players on his team. He really didn't have a great hand to work with. Then we got Jet 2 Holiday, one of the only undefeateds left. My boy Glenn, he beat Bobby last minute again. I think he had the kicker left, and he just needed probably like 4 or 5 points. Shout out to them. And yeah, man. Then we got my boy KD, been in last place the last 2 years, bro. The last 2 years he's been in last place. Now he's undefeated, second in the league behind Glenn. And you couldn't have wrote a better comeback story. You know what I'm saying? Well, you couldn't have wrote a better comeback story. My boy CEO, unfortunately, is one of the ones that is still without a dub. I don't really know how this game went. I wasn't really paying attention to their game. That I wish I could have them on here for them to commentate about their game. Maybe I can pull that off later on in the season or something for y'all. But for right now, it's just me. But yeah, man. Other than that, that's a quick little overview. Everybody who got their dubs. We checked the new standings. I know I have dropped. I'm eighth now. We 1-2. We not terrible, you feel me? And realistically, I'm saying our chance for getting in the playoffs has dropped tremendously. But there's still hope. Some of these teams are in a similar situation as I am. They just happen to get wins, be in better situation as far as opponents goes. I feel like once I get out the work out the kinks of this injury, CD Lamb and all that, then we can kind of chill. We can relax. We can breathe. You know what I'm saying? We can breathe. You feel me? But yeah, man, I'm still ranked. I believe I'm third. Now I'm fourth. No, I'm fifth now. One, two. No, I'm third. No, I am fifth. One, two, three. One, two, three. No, I'm fourth. I can't. The numbers start to run together real quick, y'all. But yeah, man. We making moves though. You see, we making moves. Jay making a lot of moves. Jay making a lot of moves. And KD is too. They dropping people left and right. We finna make some moves though. We finna cook some stuff up, man. But let's get into the starts and sits of the week. Let's get into the starts and sits of the week. The new rankings are out. Josh Allen ranked first amongst quarterbacks. Then we got Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert, Caleb Williams at 5. I believe that's partially due to the running upside, but these are the main quarterbacks that are running the show right now. Then we got C-Mac, Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon, James Cook. Wide receivers, we got Puka Nacua, JSN, Amon-Ra, Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors. These are the ones cooking up right now in the top 5. Now, my starts and sits, we're going to go based on the game. I'm going to go through the games, and I'm going to let y'all know who I'm starting, who I'm sitting. Hold on, what is this? Assistant. Of course you got to pay for it. Of course. I ain't gonna lie, the only reason why I ain't paid for nothing yet, y'all, is really because I'm not. I would literally as many things as I could subscribe to have to use as tools. I would literally be in the hundreds of dollars as far as what I would be forking out. I'm not trying to do that right now. I really need to figure out what it is that I am going to use on a regular basis. Hopefully I can get some sponsorships, things like that along the way to help me out. But it is what it is. We're going to go through these games. First, we got Seattle and Arizona. Now, out of Seattle, my start's definitely going to be pretty much guaranteed K9 JSN. Guaranteed. If you are short at the quarterback position, you do have a lot of injuries. We don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to come back this week. It's still day to day. Of course, we know Joe Burrow is still out. If you're looking for something, Sam Darnold might be a solid pickup, mainly because of schedule. Based on schedule right now, he has the potential to be a top 10, top 12 quarterback right now. You know what I'm saying? Just based on schedule alone. The second half after their bye week, after the Commanders, it really just gets lax right here. The Rams decent, but I'm saying like it just gets super lax right here. Colts another solid game, but other than that, like it's really nothing. I'm saying it's really nothing. Definitely would start Sam if you have to. Okay, if you have to. Sits though. They playing the Cardinals Thursday night. We sit in Kyler Murray. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest Kyler Murray fan. He really doesn't do nothing for me. I'm gonna keep it a bean. He really doesn't do nothing for me. He's quarterback 12 right now, but I feel like the bar is very, very low. I'm saying I feel like the bar is very, very low. Just simply because a lot of quarterbacks who was projected to do better aren't, like Bo Nix, Tua Tagovailoa. Of course, Aaron Rodgers is garbage. Justin Fields got hurt. I'm saying like quarterbacks aren't, you feel me? They aren't doing a lot. So the bar is low, but I really wouldn't start Kyler Murray or Marvin Harrison Jr. If you have Marvin Harrison Jr., I would really look to trade him. I'm not gonna lie. He is currently sitting at wide receiver 25 on the season, and he's just been very underwhelming. Nothing to toot your horn at. First game, of course, against the Saints, really bad matchup to really go off of. But Other than that, he's getting targeted 6 times. Kyler Murray made a little comment about if he's open, I get it to him, whatever. It's just, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It just seemed like it's just not really meshing over there in Arizona. I do feel like Kyler Murray is undersized at his position. I'm saying I'm not gonna shy away from that just because people want you to. You feel me? And he's little, but he makes it happen. Like that's cool and all, but come on, bro. At some point, you got to be able to see over the line of scrimmage. You got to be able to hit people at certain points that you're gonna miss because you're too busy having to run around up to see them. Like we not, come on, bro. We're not doing that. But that's it for that game. Then we got Minnesota and Pittsburgh. Of course, Jordan Mason getting a lot of touches. Aaron Jones hurt. We love that. We love that pick. He's RB11 right now. We know he's an end zone threat. They're gonna get him that ball in the end zone. He's getting a lot. He's getting a lot of the carries immediately. Soon as Aaron Jones got out, he already had a good share. He had 54% of the snap percentage in game one. So it just kind of stayed from there. Now it's probably going to increase at 60. You feel me? Of course, they got to get Jefferson and Hockenson their touches. And of course, Jefferson and Hockenson are still guaranteed. I don't know if this the game Jordan Mason is going to play. Yes, I think this is. Okay, so he can play this game. I'm not gonna lie, for everybody who took the chance on drafting Jordan Addison, I honestly would sit him this week and just leave him on the bench for one more week. I would just see what's gonna happen. One more week. This is Pittsburgh. They really have, I believe, like the 29th ranked defense, something like that. They're really garbage on defense. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if it's in team stats. Passing yards allowed, 5 touchdowns on the season, almost 250 yards a game. Come on now, 71% completion percentage. Come on now. You feel me? You making A-Rod have to fight for, I'm saying, at this old age, and that ain't right. But speaking of them, we not starting A-Rod. Jalen Warren he's a fairly solid start. I feel like he's been very consistent this year. He's RB25. He's RB1 over there. Kenneth Gainwell and Caleb Johnson not really getting no love over there. DK still a safe pick. Calvin Austin though. Calvin Austin is low key creeping up as being a decent target for A-Rod. He's kind of like a bailout option. And I'm not going to lie, he's in on a lot of the snaps. 80, 92, 72. He's in for a lot of the snaps. And he's not getting targeted as much, but he does make something of his targets. He does get a lot of yards after the carry. And out of his I'm saying out of his targets, like he's catching them, bro. You feel me? Like he's catching them. You know what I'm saying? He got a couple touchdowns. I believe he got 2 touchdowns. You feel me? Scored game one. He scored last game. I ain't gonna lie, he's creeping up there. I would try to get him out the waiver low right now before people start catching on to that. More people start getting hurt. You start scrambling, looking for options. He'll start creeping up in the waiver wire then. But next game we got is Philly and the Eagles. Tampa Bay and Philly. Now I like Philly. I love Philly, but Baker been playing. You hear me? Baker been playing. Baker been playing. Baker been playing. Now, I do like, well, you know what? I'll talk about that in my other video. But we do Jalen Hurts, of course, still a start. I'm not really sure. Where. Let's see if I can see it on here faster. Their defense is cool fantasy wise. Real life though, their defense they do step up at moments. I'm saying they do have their moments. I can't say that. I think everybody is still safe. Of course, we know that the passing game over there in Philly is still kind of skeptical. But AJ Brown could be a good wide receiver 3 if you need it, or a good flex option. I'm not really a big on starting Devontae Smith this week. I probably would sit him this week if you have him. Saquon still safe. And Tampa, Baker, start that boy Bake. This game right here is going to amp him up. I ain't going to lie. Feel me? He was QB5 last year. Finished the QB5 last year. He's QB11 right now. And I ain't going to lie, bro. Baker, he tweaked his arm. Limited at practice. I would just keep an eye on that. We would just keep an eye on that, chat. They might just be trying to rest him, you feel me? Because he was dealing with something. He got hit pretty hard. Not this week 3, but week 2. Bucky Irvin still super safe start. Emeka Egbuka again, super safe start. I'm loving the rookie, loving what he doing. I'll probably try to make a little episode or video about that. Then we got the Chargers and the Giants. Justin Herbert, super safe. Amarion Hampton is becoming a super safe pick if you need it at the running back position. I don't know how much they're going to utilize him. They're not really a run-heavy team, but he did have a phenomenal game last game, and Najee Harris is out for the season. So be with that. Do with that as you will. Lad McConkey, Keenan Allen, super safe. Quentin Johnston, though, I probably wouldn't throw Quentin Johnston in the lineup as of now, but if he does stay on this trajectory, being a reliable deep threat, and it's consistent, and we see that they're going to that a lot, hey, we might have to, because he's in on a lot of percent of the snaps. We gotta take that in consideration. Giants, though, they're starting Jackson Dart. I wouldn't throw Jackson in yet. I would wait on the rookie. This is going to be his first game starting in the regular season, and we just don't know what to expect from him. I said this about J.J. McCarthy. You can't be putting too much on these rookies. You just can't be doing that, bro. It doesn't always work out the way you plan it, especially depending on the matchup, depending on the coaches, how they scheme things up, because it's going to be their first time seeing a lot of things in real time with the starters in. And of course, we know they're not getting a majority of the reps in practice either. And it just all depends on that dog, that mentality. A lot of it's going to come down to a mental game. And if his mental's not there early on, I feel like Jameis Winston would be the better one to push ahead. But whatever. Tyrone Tracy, another one with an injury, big injury. Cam Scatterbo, pretty solid, safe start. They were getting him the ball a lot in the end zone. And he just a bull. He's a little bowling ball. Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson. If you need Wan'Dale at the flex position, I don't mind it. You feel me? Like, he's going to get heavily targeted, period. It's not even no question. I'm saying, like, he's going to get heavily targeted. He did get a little shaken up one of these last two games. I can't remember which one. But Malik Neighbors, of course, always, he is questionable. I don't know why. They're probably just trying to rest him. Anything too serious, continues to manage a toe injury. He came in the season with a lot of injuries. He had a back injury, toe injury, something else with his something else, and that was kind of expected. But I think he'll be all right. Young bull, he's snapping back. Now I don't know if Jaden Daniels is gonna be playing limited capacity. He's doing everything he possibly can to get there. He remains day to day and will be monitored the rest of the week. So that's probably gonna be a late notice on JD. If he comes in, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to say you sit JD this week. The Commanders have it's not a tough matchup, but you don't want to rely heavily on him coming back being JD immediately. We don't know the severity of the injury or how it's going to affect his mobility. So I would just hold off on that. If you can. If you can't, then okay. But Marcus Mariota didn't seem to be a bad start. If you picked him up for last game, he had 20 points. He got 20 points for them on Vegas, and he can do that on Atlanta. He's healthy. He's not afraid to run it. There's that. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, I'm not a huge fan of the young bull right now. Jeremy Nichols seems to be trying to creep up. He had a big run last week. They do have Donovan Edwards, too, from Michigan. They're kind of deep. At running back, but they're not really a run-heavy team either. They're kind of a passing back type of team. Handoffs every now and then, but with JD in the offense, it kind of makes the offense a little bit different. Debo heavily start. Terry McLaurin did get hurt. He probably will not play. Quad injury, so he probably will not play. He probably miss a couple weeks. I haven't seen no official word on him missing a couple weeks, but that's probably my guess, at least 2 to 3. That's what everybody's been getting so far. Definitely start Debo if you have Debo. My drink up here. Next game we got Cleveland and Detroit. The Cleveland upset train might be on a prowl again. They got one of the best defenses in the league by far. I'm not going to lie. The way that defense stepped up against Green Bay and how they played in the first half against Baltimore. Now, Baltimore did come with a lot more schemes, a lot more things, and I know Dan Campbell is the same way. There's literally no real start over here except Jerry Jeudy, Quinshon Judkins. He's looked to be a solid back. There's really no starts over there. Detroit, though, start with caution. Of course, we're not starting Jared Goff. Jahmyr Gibbs, guaranteed start. Amon-Ra, guaranteed start. Everybody else, take with caution. This team is not nothing light. And these other options could get shut out. The main options could get shut out too, of course, but you put more faith in the main options than you do the other options. You know what I'm saying? Like if they got good safeties, they got good corners. So if they take off Jameson Williams, that down the field shit, he's not really a short field guy. That goes more to Amon Ra. Isaac Tesla not really getting involved. Sam Laporta still solid tight end. If you have something better, of course, start it. But I'm not gonna say Jared Goff is not a tight end guy because he does get Sam Laporta involved. But to me, it's not enough volume, just period. But then we got New Orleans and Buffalo, Alvin Kamara. That's it. We ain't even finna do too much talking. Buffalo, hell, you can start whoever you want. You can start whoever you want, bruh. But nah, I do feel like they're gonna go off this game. Of course, James Cook, solid start. Josh Allen, solid start. Keon Coleman, start with caution. If you want to start him, cool. They are trying to get him more involved. They got him listed as wide receiver one. He is trying to get more involved. I do know that. Couple bad throws from Josh Allen, nothing really too crazy to worry about, but it happened. So whatever. But he's not really turning the page yet for me. You know what I'm saying? So I would say start with caution. This could be a breakout game just simply because Saints literally have no defense. I ain't gonna lie, they have no defense. And the same goes for Khalil Shakir. Tennessee and Houston. Cam Ward. I'm not really Tennessee. I mean, Houston got one of the best defenses in the league. It's probably top five right now. They just can't. They just have offensive problems. Tennessee defense is not bad. So whatever the spread is, I ain't gonna lie, take the spread. But nah, but I wouldn't start Cam. Tony Pollard, if you have to, maybe a flex spot. Calvin Ridley, no. Calvin Ridley, no. And eventually, the more comfortable he gets, I would love to see. Oh, I didn't skip. No, I did. I did skip a game. Carolina and New England. No Bryce Young. Chuba Hubbard, solid start. Tet, solid start. I do know Tet he is dealing with a calf injury. He didn't practice, so I guess we will be notified Friday. I'm gonna say Friday. I would just say pay attention. If he's good, if they saying he good and really saying he good, then start him. But if not, don't start him. That calf injury is definitely gonna be bad for his vertical as well as his lateral movement, trying to make cuts and whatnot. So I would just give him time to rest if you got other options. Then the Texans, we go back to the Titans and the Texans. Not really starting nobody over here. Like I said, they got a lot of offensive problems. Nico's probably the only super safe bet. Jacksonville and the 49ers. Not really starting nobody over here either. I do know a lot of people did pick up Travis Etienne, expecting him to have a bounce back year. I like Bashal Tutton. His uprising. He's not bad. RB 36. He's not terrible. You know what I'm saying? He's limited in practice. Everybody's hurt, bro. Like, let's just go ahead and just. Brian Thomas Jr. is very underwhelming this year. I would not start him. If you didn't invest too much in him, getting him too early, I would definitely sit him this week. I'm not gonna lie. And he's been dealing with a wrist injury. He's been complaining about that just simply because he can't catch no footballs. I'm convinced. I'm not gonna lie. If you got Travis Hunter, they're not really getting him too heavily involved in the offense. They like him more on defense. I like him more on defense. So I wouldn't start Travis. Baltimore and Kansas City. Baltimore looking to make a bounce back game. I am expecting them to put on a show against Kansas City. I know that loss is leaving a bad taste in Lamar mouth as well as Derrick Henry fumbling the ball late in the game. But Derrick Henry still gonna be Derrick Henry. We still gonna put the faith in him right now. It's still early in the season. We're not tripping on that. We know things happen. Football plays happen. This is the second week in a row, but things happen. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. So we're not going to fault him too much. If you want to move him down to maybe a flex role, RB2, kind of try to dumb his role down if you can. If you do have something else to start this week, if you're not feeling confident, I understand. Yeah, I'm just put it like that. Now Lamar, you still kind of got to start Lamar. The quarterback bucket is not heavily filled with nothing good right now. Zay Flowers, I'm not really sure what to do about Zay. They should get him more involved. I know it's being talked about by him not getting the ball, none in the first half. I believe he only got like 4 targets that last game, 3 targets. So come on now, that's not what we doing. And other than that, Mark Andrews, they got him more involved in the passing game last week. Monday. targets. He caught everything that was thrown at him. 2 touchdowns. He really was holding the team down early in the game. So we kind of can build up a little bit more confidence in Mark Andrews. Then we got Chicago and Vegas, man. So Vegas is a lot of skepticism around Ashton Genty. Should he have gotten drafted that high? Is he really worth it? I don't know yet. I'm gonna just be real. I don't know yet. They aren't giving him a lot of touches. Like I have to call that what it is. Now he is in for a decent percentage, but you see that got cut down tremendously after game 1. I believe they didn't like what they seen, so they kind of staggering around it. Plus, I honestly think too, because they put so much investment into Geno Smith as well. Geno's really getting that last call, and they're wanting to rely on Geno. We do know how Pete Carroll is with his quarterbacks and how he just kinds to fade away with his running backs the way he did with Marshawn Lynch. It just wasn't a good thing over there. So I'm not surprised at this. He is getting more yardage, but it's just not a lot of love for real. So I don't know what really category to put him in. Jacoby Myers is creeping in as a deep, solid receiver to put in, a consistent one. Quiet week last week, but again, they got shut out. That's probably gonna happen more times than not, so you really have to be cautious of that. But you see he's getting a lot of the targets, and he's in for majority of the snaps, like almost 100% of the snaps he's in there. So just no touchdowns yet, which kind of dumbs down his credibility. We know Trey Tucker had a great game, all that garbage time minutes, shit, all that. But he is in for a lot of percent of the snaps, and I do see him getting a lot more targets, a lot more attention. Just don't know if it's gonna hold up as far as being consistent with him catching it. You know what I'm saying? Like you get all the targets in the world, but you got to catch them things too. So we just got to make sure he consistent first. And then Chicago, Caleb Williams, as y'all seen in earlier, 5th ranked quarterback right now. He doing his thing, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He trying to do his thing. We do love the new coach over there, Ben Johnson. We do love that hookup. I mean, what he's doing for him. Roma Dunze looking like a solid start. DJ Moore, I would kind of lean away from. I probably would sit DJ Moore. He's not really getting too involved. Like he's targeting DJ, but not a lot. Like it's not a lot. It's not a lot of productivity. He's in still for the majority of the snaps. Roma Dunze is really the favorite though right now. Him and Rome have built a connection. So you gotta take that for what it is. Green Bay and Dallas, we know Green Bay is gonna put on a shellacking defensively. I'm not expecting a lot from Dallas offensively with CeeDee Lamb being out, so I don't have nobody over there. I suggest you start. Josh Jacobs, of course, solid start. If you have Jordan Love at quarterback, okay, but you can do better. Matthew Golden, again, not really 100% sure on the rookie. Like they showing him love, but not a lot to where we can be confident. So, I would probably sit him. I would probably sit him for this week. Then we got the Jets and the Dolphins. The Jets really did not disappoint me with Tyrod Taylor in. I will say that. They didn't disappoint me. Brees Hall, decent. He's consistent right now. He had a bad game against Buffalo, of course, and Tampa Bay because they got behind early on, so they stopped going to the run. But this next game against Miami should be a bounce back game for him. Their defense is kind of 50-50. Tyrod Taylor does like Garrett Wilson. I know Garrett Wilson had a phenomenal game. Almost had a dub. So yeah, he likes Tyrod. He like his option. If you want to start Tyreek Hill, it looks like they're starting to get him more involved. Jalen Waddle is always going to be consistent. And all three of their skill players, him, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Devon Achane are all touchdown valuable. So there's that still. And as long as two in, they're going to get in the end zone. It just depends on how much. And then the Monday night game is Cincinnati and the Broncos, man. And Jake Browning is not somebody I would start. I don't care if my life depended on it. Chase Brown, considering the fact that I know that their defense is terrible and they're going to be down a lot, they're going to be throwing that ball a lot, which is another reason why I picked up T. Higgins. But that also means that less touches for Chase Brown, unfortunately. So I probably would sit him. It don't look like it's going to increase. like I said, as you can see last game, the way they was getting smacked out, the less of the percentage. He only had 4 points. His attempts went down as well. I don't know. Like, I probably wouldn't start Chase Brown this week if you can help it. And then Jamar Chase, T. Higgins. And I just pretty much said that. And then Denver. Now, Bo Nix is not playing the way we expected him to. He's still quarterback 9, but again, I told y'all the bar is low. You hear me? The bar is low. So we're not going to harp too much on that. Now, this should be a bounce back game against Cincinnati because, again, their defense is terrible. And Bo Nix has been very questionable up until this point. So hopefully this is a bounce back game for him. So if you do have him and you need him to start because one of these other quarterbacks is injured, then by all means. J.K. Dobbins seems to be a pretty solid start as well. And then Cortland Sutton, he's getting what he needs to get for the game, but it doesn't really flash out, so a lot of people don't talk about it, but he's definitely consistent. Indiana, that was a pretty wild game. So I don't know how he finished with 1 point. Um, I guess that one catch, but that's crazy. But yeah, Cortland, good flex spot. Troy Flankin and Marvin Mims, I probably wouldn't really start them. They're kind of still spotty right now. But yeah, man, that's the slate for this week. I know I rambled, so hopefully when I cut all this stuff, it makes it a little bit shorter. But yeah, man, and I hope I gave y'all some good information. You know what I'm saying? I hope I gave y'all some good information. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Uh, I appreciate y'all for sticking it out with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like this is really a lot for me doing this, man. But I love this, man. I love doing this. I love giving people information, man. Trying to feed the streets, you feel me? If you still here up to this point, man, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. You feel me? It ain't hurting you. You feel me? It ain't hurting you. You know you was digging it. You feel me? Hit that like button on the video, man. Get us in that algorithm. And I love y'all, man. Long little bros. We out, gang.